You know what? There's a thing that came out about 2 years ago, yeah, maybe even more than that, when it said, "Save a life, don't carry a knife." Yeah, what is that all that about? Save a life, don't carry a knife. Yeah, and yet here they are letting people over to this country that are illegal. Watch my lips, yeah, illegal, illegal immigrants that are coming across our waters without any paperwork, without any passports or anything, that come from war zone areas. If they don't come from war zone areas, they come from areas that they can walk about with big machetes, knives and guns, because that is what they do in their country. So don't you think it's easy for them? What we're going to do, we're going to go over to England. We don't need a passport. We don't need paperwork. We can go over there, do what we like. They're going to give us a hotel. They're going to give us phones. They're going to give us money. And we can do whatever we like. We can go to the shops, buy big machetes, big knives, and we can stab young kids, 14-year-old kids. We can stab another man. We can stab a man who's got a dog, walking, doing, minding his own business, stab him up. Yeah? Kill little kiddies, stab people 24/7, and no one does nothing about it. You're entitled to go off your nut, mate. You could not go to another country illegally. They will say, go on your bike, mate. Go back to your own country. Go back to your own country. And you ain't going nowhere until you get the money to go back to your country. Do you know where you're going now? You're going to prison. That's what it is, because they're illegal. I sometimes might talk a bit no common sense, right? But I've told you before, in this country, there are prisons that are not being used. They call them derelicts. They're not derelict. They're not derelict. They're just not being used. Canpil, the Isle of Wight, big prison. There's prisons everywhere. There's prisons everywhere that are not used. Just say there's 10 prisons that are not used. People could go in there, toss them up in no time at all, put beds in there and put all the illegals in prison until we find out who they are, where they come from and whatever. Send them back. Nah, not this government. Prison? They can't say ain't done nothing, but all they are is illegal immigrants who are coming over to our country, rapists, murderers, and all sorts of things. But we let them into our country because, I feel sorry for them. We give them a phone, we give them money, we put them in a 4-star, 5-star hotel, let them walk about our little towns, let them stand outside schools talking to our kids, let them go and stab people. It ain't on, mate. It really ain't on. You got to look at it and I go to myself, but why they let them in this country? There's no sense in it. There's no sense in it, you know what I mean? How can you be walking around like that? How can you just, man, it's just, I'm trying to work out why. Why would you let people into this country illegally? Watch my lips. Listen, illegally. It's criminal. If it's illegal, it's criminal. You know what I mean? If you come across the water, a fucking murderer, right, or a rapist, but you're not known to our government because you've got no passport, you've got no paperwork to say who you are. And the ones that get chucked out of this country, back to their own country, don't you think they think, well, it's easy. All we've got to do is go to France and be anybody and come across again. Because they're going to let me in. If they don't let me in, they might put me in prison. I'm going to get out of prison. Just walk out the gate. Just go, right, mate, love, nice one, let us out, please, mate. I've got to get a bus home. Or, do you know what I mean? That's what it's like now. That's what it's like now. English people, yeah? Our own British people, English people, could not do this. You couldn't get away with it, mate. You could not get away with it. Anyway, Just give me your comments on it. You know, I'm trying to work out. Come on, just there's sensible people. I'm not a sensible person, but in England there's loads of prisons. Yeah, there's loads. I've just said it. But there's loads of prisons in England. Yeah, put them in prison. Toss them up. Put beds in there. Put them in there until you find out exactly who they are, and then send them back to their country. Send them back. Don't keep them here. Don't keep them here to kill our kids and kill people. That poor guy walking his dog, for no reason at all. For no reason at all. An illegal immigrant that come over on a lorry decided, well, I don't like him. Don't like him. I'll stab him up. But he didn't only stab him once, he stabbed him about 16, 17 times with a great big knife. And no one does nothing about it. And the government don't. Do you think this government really care? They don't care about us. They don't live in this world. They don't live in our world. You know, because anybody that lived in our world would do something about it. You know, they are mollycoddled. You know, they got people that drive around on motorbikes, people that sit in a moat with them with handguns and AK-47s, watching every movement they make, sitting outside their house 24/7. They're sweet as a nut. They don't care. I don't even think they watch telly. I don't even think I think the televisions they got are not the same as what we got. You know what I mean? Because they don't know what's going on in this world. They can't do. They really can't know what's going on in this world. And they're supposed to be our government running this country. I don't know. I'm sick of it, you know what I mean? I'll get sick of it where you get people talking about it now like it's 24/7. People are going, do you know what? I can't even let my kid out to play games no more. I'm petrified when my daughter goes out of the house. I'm petrified when my daughter goes out for a drink with her mates. She's got to come home. I'm petrified that she's going to get into a cab. It could be an illegal immigrant who's driving a cab. It's got to a stage now that no one's safe. You go to a supermarket now, you got people running around with big bags, Uber drivers with these big cases on their back, driving and running around, nicking everything in that supermarket, and no one's doing nothing about it. It's a joke. And when you go to the supermarket now, right, things have gone up so bad. Like about a month ago, you could buy something X amount, now it's double the price. Because people are just running into these stores, nicking everything, so they're putting the price up. I don't know, mate. I really, really don't know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, I really don't know. And it's mad. It's mad. You know, what can we do? What can we do? Put them in fucking prison. Put them in prison, mate. Just open them old prisons up. Put them in there. They won't come across that water, mate. They know they've got to go in prison. Put them in prison. Don't worry about human rights. Human rights ain't the ones who are getting stabbed up. They live in a nice big house somewhere, right? Get these people put in prison. Bang, bang, rail.